Good evening, and thank you for joining us again for another Wednesday edition of Live at 5. I'm Lance Jenkins.
And I'm Sierra McQueen.
You know, this is episode 51 of Live at 5, and there have now been just as many episodes of Live at 5 as there have been Super Bowls.
Oh, snap.
And mentioning Super Bowls, when's the last time the Eagles went to the Super Bowl?
Don't even give me that, just because you're mad that they won against the Panthers.
I know,
last
what a
week.
joke. I mean, but I will
What
say.
a win. What a win.
I will say, you were there.
Yes, I was.
And how was it?
It was awesome. I had a lot of people in my face because, I was decked out in my
Sure.
Eagles gear. And right in the beginning, people were like, oh, yeah. And I was like, it's really early. And all these people were very quiet at the end of the fourth quarter.
Yeah. Well, it's early in the season. Possible that those two teams could meet again.
It would be nice.
Yeah,
We're leading the
I think
division,
that
5-1.
And we're leading our division 4-2, only one game back behind them.
Uh-huh.
And folks, mentioning that, the RO Sports Show going to be debuting here soon. And in fact, this is our first episode together since we announced Good Morning Sand Hills.
Yes, I'm so pumped about that. I mean, is it January yet?
Well, yeah, coming up. Just a matter of months now until Good Morning Sand Hills makes its debut every Monday morning. Excuse me, not just every Monday morning.
Every day during
every
the week.
weekday. Yeah, from 6 to 8 a.m. Good Morning Sand Hills coming to you live this January, and both I and Sierra will have the pleasure of being on that show. Going to be a lot of fun, folks. We got a lot to talk about tonight. And one last thing before we get started, Picking in the Pines.
Yeah, it's going to be a great time this Saturday evening, 6 to 11, Millstone Camp in Ellerby. Bluegrass, barbecue. They're going to have live auctions there. $50 per person.
That's
But
right.
what's great about this, you get everything included that I just mentioned, but it's going to a great cause. It's
That's
going
right.
to help kids that might not usually be able to attend camp at Millstone 4-H camp.
Yep.
It's going to go help them.
It's going to be a great
10 p.m.
time. Yeah,
next year.
this Saturday night, 6 to 11 p.m., like you said, and all that money goes to a great cause. And like you said, it's all included.
That's
I
right.
think you got beer, wine, all kinds of stuff.
Yes.
And, of course, they're going to have a live auction. Senator Tom McKinnon is going to be there. He's got a lot of good things for the auction from what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
So it's going to be really, really fun.
Yeah, so if you don't have plans Saturday night, that's where you need to be.
Get your tickets now, folks, and we'll have more information about that on richmondobserver.com. And having said all that, let's get right to it. Now for tonight's top stories.
Richmond Senior High School Lady Raiders varsity volleyball team has conquered another opponent as it continued its run for North Carolina 4A state championship in the semifinal round of the Sand Hills Athletic Conference tournament on Tuesday night. For the third time this season, Richmond faced SAC rival Scotland High School, and the number 1 ranked Lady Raiders finished the season sweep of the number 4 Lady Fighting Scots, besting the visiting team in 3 sets, winning 25-8, 25-21, and 25-19.
The SAC Tournament Championship match is set for tonight as Richmond will host Moore County's Pinecrest High School. The number 2 seeded Pinecrest Lady Patriots defeated number 3 seeded Jack Britt High School in the semifinal round last night. Tonight's championship match is set for 6 p.m. in Raiders Gymnasium, and head coach Shelley Wimpy and assistant coach Ashley Larson invite Lady Raider fans out to, quote, pack the gym as Richmond looks to continue its historic run.
Richmond County Special Olympics is getting ready for its annual Bocce Fall Tournament, which will be held at East Rockingham Park on Wednesday, November the 1st, beginning at 10 a.m. The Fall Bocce game is the first event that will be held since the closing of Cordova School, which serves students with special needs. It will now be likely a bit more challenging getting the athletes to the game since they are located at different schools, but the RSCO is working closely with Richmond County Schools in hopes to continue to offer all eligible athletes the opportunity to continue to participate in all RCSO events.
There is also a division for adults with disabilities to participate in the games. The athletes are never charged to participate in the games, and sponsors and coaches are needed. The cost to sponsor an athlete is approximately $50 to $75 per season. If you are interested in coaching, sponsoring, volunteering, or need more information, please contact Teresa Smith at 910-997-8379. Visit their Facebook page or visit the Richmond County Special Olympics website.
There will be a lot going on this Halloween season for kids and families alike, and one event is set for October 28th from 6 until 7:30 p.m., where the Rankin Museum will open its doors to 100 guests, all on a quest to hear chilling tales throughout the museum. Haunting Tales will be a flashlight tour through the museum with 6 storytellers in costume scattered throughout, waiting to paint a vision of the past that will be hard to forget. This event caters toward a more mature audience, ages 12 and up. Each story will last 5 to 8 minutes relating to the exhibits in the museum. There will be 10 different time slots in which 10 guests will tour the museum at a time.
Tickets are $5 each and can be purchased by contacting the Rankin Museum at 910-652-6378. Another event is the City of Rockingham Parks and Recreation's 12th annual Trunk or Treat event, set for Tuesday, October 31st, Halloween night, from 6 to 8 p.m. at Brider Park. Children must be accompanied by an adult and in costume to participate. Now, folks, let's just break that down here, because I noticed some adults out there, they're going to get crazy and going to try to get some free candy over at Brider Park. This is for the kids. You must be accompanied by an adult and in costume to participate. Remember that. Now, to get your Halloween event on the official RO calendar or live at 5 in our nightly news program, submit your event by emailing editor@richmondobserver.com.
Some of the best target shooters in Richmond and Scotland counties return to DeWitt's Outdoor Sports in Ellerbe on October the 10th to compete in Richmond Community College's Clay Shooting Classic. However, a new team rose to the top to capture first place. Taking first place was Team for Sports Cycles, which included sharpshooters Jerry Covington, Brian Willis, Toby Mabe, and Derek Shelton. The Sports Cycle team came in second at the Clay Shoot held in April.
The Clay Shoot netted more than $8,000 for one of Richmond Community College's largest and fastest growing scholarships, the Working Scholarship Program. In the 3 years since its inception, the Working Scholarship has helped offset the cost of tuition and books for more than 300 Richmond Community College working students whose income made them ineligible for federal and state financial aid. The Clay Shoot for next year has already been scheduled, and the date is set for October 9th, 2018.
And of course, coming up next is our managing editor, Kyle Pillar. He will be in studio to talk to our official Richmond County Athletes of the Week as presented by the Richmond Observer.
Big honor every week that we bestow upon the male and female athlete of the week here in Richmond County. And we're excited to do it again tonight, folks. Coming up right now, here right after these messages, Kyle Pillar bringing them in studio. Stay with us.
With hospice, you guys just outdo yourselves every day. And I really appreciate it. I honest to God don't know what I would do if it weren't for you. The things that you do, I'm in approval of. And thank you. I don't know what else to say other than thank you.
Willow Tree Antiques and Gifts is a specialty retail store in downtown Rockingham, in the heart of Richmond County. We are all about rustic, farm-style home decor and gifts. We offer a variety of antique, vintage, and new items. We love helping you make your house a home with unique, one-of-a-kind finds. We also have specialty gifts for all occasions.
And welcome back into tonight's edition of Live at 5. I'm managing editor Kyle Pillar. And folks, as every Wednesday promises, it's now time for the official Richmond County Athlete of the Week segment. Now a featured staple in the Wednesday editions of the Richmond Observer and on Live at 5, we want to remind you to check out our website and Facebook page on Wednesday mornings, or use the official Richmond County Observer mobile app to read up on both our male and female athletes. And of course, they'll always be featured here on the Wednesday edition in our studio. Tonight we've got a senior volleyball player and a sophomore football player on tap. And of course, in studio first will be our female nominee. She's a senior who has proven not only to be an instrumental part of the Lady Raiders' 24-0 season, but she also packs a punch in the classroom. Our first guest boasts a 5.115 GPA, yes folks, I read that right, and is second in her graduating class. When she's not playing volleyball or hitting the books, she can be found lending a helping hand throughout the county or attending governor's school. All season long, our nominee has proven match after match to be a leader on the floor, and in the first 2 games of the SAC tournament, she's tallied 50 assists, 14 digs, and 2 aces. And now joining the RO exclusively in studio on Live at 5 is Mackenzie Webb. Mackenzie, thanks so much for coming down tonight.
Thank you.
So in studio again, you're a senior volleyball player. You're the setter for the Lady Raiders, and the Lady Raiders have had quite the season. You guys are currently 23-0. You guys went 22-0. Perfect regular season. First time since 1997 that that's happened. So let's just start off with you telling us your perspective of the season. What has gone well for you guys, maybe individually, what's gone well for you as a team, and kind of what are your expectations the rest of the way?
Well, as a team, we're an old team, so we have 6 seniors, so we all kind of pull that weight, and especially when normally there's 4 of us on there at a time, at least on the court. Right. So we really take up our leadership roles and everything. And it's really a team sport, so every player contributes to everybody. So I'll work my sets. Altman's got her hits. Everybody working on the bench. Everybody will come in. It's a team sport. It's really our chemistry that's kept us going. Yeah,
and I'm glad you brought up that word chemistry, because that's kind of been a term that Altman has used on the show. Savannah Lampley has used that on the show. Head coach Shelley Wimpy has used that. So just kind of explain what has made that dynamic so strong and so special this year.
Well, I feel like it's always been really strong. It's just we've grown more of as a team, I guess, because we all know each other pretty well. So we spend a lot of time together on and off the court. So that's really helped our chemistry. Absolutely.
So you guys are in the SAC tournament currently. You knocked off on Monday night. You beat 71st. So just kind of talk about what your expectations are. Obviously, you want to remain perfect, but there's kind of that hiccup, that second round of the state playoffs that you and the team have not been able to get past the last 2 years. So what's going to be different this year? What's it going to take?
We've really set our goal of we were going to break that record. We broke this one. We set that goal, and we achieved that one. So we're really going to work hard and achieve our goal of getting past the second round.
Absolutely. And you guys should have a first round bye on Saturday. The state tournament does open play this coming Saturday, the 21st, and so Richmond, I believe, has a bye. And so hopefully you guys will get to that second round, and it'll be at home.
Yeah, everything should be at home for a while.
Okay, perfect. So folks, if you're bored, next week, I believe next Monday, the 23rd is when Richmond will be hosting the second round of the state playoffs. So come on down to Raiders Gymnasium, 6 o'clock usually the start time, but the RO will keep you updated there as well. And I wish you luck the rest of the way with volleyball.
Thank you.
But let's transition now into Mackenzie Webb, the student. Definitely, and I said this before, but I really mean it this time, one of the smartest people to walk in through our doors. You have I want to make sure I get this correct, a 5.15 GPA.
Yes.
And that's number 2 in her class, a graduating class of 2018. So and that's very commendable, very impressive.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Let's talk about you're in dual enrollment. Just tell the folks at home what some of your classes are, things that you do. What do you do to get that GPA up so high?
Well, I take a lot of APs, and I am dual enrolled, so I've got my RCC credits and everything. My cluster is AP, so I've taken a lot since my sophomore year. So I just have to maintain those and make sure I'm getting good grades, studying really hard, and working hard.
What's your favorite subject?
Either English or history.
I like to hear that. English teacher, folks, and we joked about that yesterday in our article interview, and definitely I'm glad to hear that. So talk about some other things that you're involved with at school. I know that you're in Senate, and we talked about a lot of different things. So what else are you involved with at Richmond?
I'm in National Honor Society, Beta Club, Fellowship of Christian Students. I play softball as well.
Right. And you're a left fielder for them?
Yes.
Okay. And you played softball for how long?
For the high school, I've played all 4 years.
Okay, very cool. And so talk to, you're also the historian for the Senate, and so you'll have your Senate class this spring. So just kind of talk about your role as the historian with Senate.
As a historian, I kind of have to be like that liaison between the student body and the Senate and everything. I run all the social medias. I keep everybody updated on everything, so yeah.
So you're the go-to person when
Yeah.
it comes to social media. That's
Yeah.
very cool. And you were also a junior marshal last year, and it comes back to that, being in the top 2 in your class. What do you like about the extracurriculars? I mean, you're a 2-sport athlete. You 3 or 4 different clubs. Why are you so involved, or what's the appeal there for you?
I don't know. It keeps me busy. It keeps me motivated, just to have all those. I like to put those onto my list of accomplishments and everything, because I don't want to be complacent like with myself. I want to push myself to succeed in everything. So.
Sure, absolutely. So talking about pushing yourself to succeed, this past summer you went to governor's school, and being a Pennsylvania native, I had not a clue what governor's school was until yesterday afternoon. So Mackenzie, feel free to fill in the folks at home kind of what your experience was like, and it was at Meredith College, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I spent 2 months on the Meredith College campus with around 300 other North Carolina students for various subjects. I got in for English, so I studied English every day for a couple hours a day, I guess. I don't know.
And so what's the end goal there, or what is the program's goal for you?
It was just kind of to get, I don't know, the community was just great. It was just to get all these students that just like love learning, and they want to be there, and they want to experience everything and see all those perspectives of students your own age and everything. So it was awesome.
Yeah, so definitely something that not every high school student gets to experience, so that's definitely, it sounds fun, and it sounds like it's really going to look good on the college transcript as well. Speaking of colleges, it's that time of year, and we have had a lot of senior athletes on our show so far this fall. So just kind of talk about your areas of study that you'd like to go into, some of the schools. I know that you're being considered for a couple of different scholarships. So just what are those, and what do you want to study?
Well, the scholarships I'm being considered for are, I was nominated for the Parks, but I'm really going for the Moorhead Scholarship, which is for North Carolina.
Okay.
It's a full ride to UNC Chapel Hill. And so I just applied for that. The application was due Sunday. So I just turned that in, and then I'll hear in about 2 weeks if I got that.
Okay.
And then after, they'll tell me if I go on to the next round or not. I'll probably have another interview.
Okay. Well, certainly wish you continued success there. What are some areas of study that you'd like to pursue?
I'd like to study either English or psychology.
And why is that?
I took AP English, and I've always loved English. I like to read, I like to write, all that. And then I also took an AP Psych course, so that was really interesting. And with either one of those majors, you can go into the law, a law school.
Sure.
So I want to do criminal law. So.
That makes one of us. But certainly, I mean, folks, Mackenzie certainly has her aspirations set. She knows what she wants to do, and I remember, that process was very grueling. I certainly wasn't nominated for any major scholarship, so you've got your work cut out ahead of you, but I'm sure that everything will work out just fine. So let's, on a lighter note, let's kind of transition then into some hobbies or some things that you do around the community. You said you like to read. And you said, I think you told me something you and your little sister have been doing.
Yeah, I've been reading Harry Potter to my little sister.
So, and you had never read any of the
I've never read
books?
them either.
Okay, so it's a kind of a cool experience. And I'm actually doing the same thing right now. Being an English teacher, I think I told you this, that I'm rereading the Harry Potter series as well. Our executive producer, Russell, he is a Harry Potter fan too, so he's got the whole setup in his office here at the studio. So we're all Harry Potter fans. But what are some other things that you like to do in your spare time?
I kind of dabble with photography. I really like that, and I've made myself a little photography page. And
cool.
I just kind of like grab friends or whatever, and I'm like, hey, let's go downtown and let me take some pictures of you and everything. So I do that a lot.
Very cool. And I'm sure you like to hang out with friends, and you play club volleyball too?
Yeah, I do. I played for AC Sandhills last year.
Excellent, excellent. So also, we like to ask our student athletes here on Live at 5 what their interesting fact is. And so you actually had to take some time to think about this, but this is certainly one of the cooler ones that we've had on the show. So
really?
what is your interesting fact?
So my interesting fact, I guess, is I run in every city that I visit. So So I run with my dad in every city that we visit. So we've run in like DC, New York. We've run like in Central Park in New York. We ran in the Bahamas when we went. Actually, we ran a 5K.
Yeah, so that was my next question. So is it just you and your dad going out for a jog? Is it organized runs?
In DC, he does the 10 miler, the Army 10 miler in DC, but we'll just kind of jog, like we'll run around the National Mall.
Sure, absolutely.
We'll do that, and then we just kind of jogged around Central Park and things like that.
So it's not only is it something physically, fun, but you're getting to spend time with your dad as well. And so speaking of your dad, that kind of parlays us into our mentor segment of this broadcast. Every week we ask our student athletes who their mentor is, and this week you actually have two. One being your dad. So I'll kind of let you take it away from there. Kind of explain who your dad is, what he does, and what makes him your mentor.
Well, my dad's in the military, so he travels a lot and everything. So that really has a big influence on me. That not only that he's gone a lot, but he brings back things that he brings his knowledge of all the places he's been and everything. And then he'll also he's given me his characteristics of leadership, and he'll push me to succeed, and that's given me my drive and everything. So
very cool, very cool. And then your other mentor is your head volleyball coach and softball coach, right? Shelly Wimpy.
Yeah.
So just kind of tell us about Shelly.
Well, I've had Wimpy as a coach for all 4 years of high school. So, and also she's the weight training teacher. So I have her for class as well. But I don't know, she's just always kind of been there and everything, and you can talk to her about anything, and she's just kind of a mentor to us all, not just me. But yeah, we just kind of, we'll sit and we'll talk, and she actually, she's braided my hair before every single game for the past 2 years. And
I can attest to that, at least on Monday's match, while I was interviewing you, she was braiding your hair.
She was braiding my hair while we were talking.
So is that a little superstition that you guys have?
Yeah, it is. We do it every game. She braids my hair.
That's very, very cool. Well, again, the Richmond Lady Raiders volleyball team are in action this week. They're wrapping up play tonight in the SAC tournament. State playoffs, they have a bye Saturday, and they'll pick back up on Monday. Mackenzie, thanks so much for stopping in tonight, and I wish you luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
And when we come back from the following messages from our sponsors, our male student athlete of the week will be in studio, so stick around to find out who he is, only on Live at 5.
At Richmond Community College, we can prepare you for a high-skill, high-paying career in a variety of fields. From business to education, engineering, utilities, healthcare, criminal justice, information technology, and human services. At Richmond Community College, we can save you thousands of dollars on tuition through our university transfer programs that provide a seamless transition to universities and colleges throughout North Carolina. At Richmond Community College, we are always developing new courses and programs in response to the communities we serve. We offer day, evening, and online courses, and you can now complete 5 curriculum programs entirely online. At Richmond Community College, we believe in helping you prepare for a better life. Richmond Community College. Local college, big impact.
Family Pharmacy has been serving Richmond County since April 2007, and we have enjoyed getting to know our customers since then. We take our jobs very seriously, and will do whatever we can to make sure you have what you need. Come visit us on Fayetteville Road in Rockingham, and we will treat you like family.
And welcome back to the official Richmond County Athlete of the Week segment. Joining us just before the break was Mackenzie Webb of the Lady Raiders volleyball team. And in studio now is a young man who is making waves during his first season on the Raiders varsity football team. Just a sophomore, our nominee serves as the number 2 tailback for the Raiders and is finding himself both academically and athletically at Richmond Senior High School this year. On Friday night, he rushed for 94 yards on 7 carries, including a 62-yard dash into the end zone and a 56-7 beatdown of Hope County. On the year, he's amassed 383 yards on 60 carries and has scored a team second-best 7 touchdowns. And based on who I've been describing, you bet that I'm talking about Jaheim Covington. Jaheim, thanks so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
So before we kind of get into who Jaheim is as a student and the young man that you are, Let's talk about the Raiders football season so far. You guys are 5-3. You've got homecoming coming up this week. So just kind of recap your season so far. What's gone well for you?
Well, I think the running game has been good. O-line making big holes for us to make plays.
Yeah, so certainly you're the number 2 tailback, and you had a big game last week at Hoke County. The Raiders did beat the Bucks 56-7, and part of that was it was a total team effort, Coach Till said. And you did have 94 yards on 7 carries, which included a 62-yard touchdown run. So kind of walk us through that touchdown run.
Well, when I was on the sideline, Coach came to me and told me how the play was going to be and how it was going to be in back. And then when I got on the field, I was just talking about, this is how the coach told you to be in back. And when I got out there and they snapped the ball, I saw the crease and I hit it.
Okay. And so when you talk about crease, obviously that crease is created by the offensive line. And we had Darren Mason in studio a couple weeks ago. And, Coach Till even said that those guys, the offensive line, are the unsung heroes of the game. They do a lot of the dirty work. They're in the trenches. So what has your offensive line done this year to help you be successful?
Well, they made big holes for us to hit them, and they picked up who they're supposed to have picked up.
Sure. And like I said, you and Dante Miller complement each other so well. You come in, and what I've noticed is you're a downhill guy. You're not afraid to put your head down, and definitely a power back. And you're also very patient. And this year you've picked up 383 yards. You've scored 7 touchdowns. And so let's kind of transition then into homecoming this week, right? It's been a crazy week at Richmond. Have you been participating in all the dress-up days? Did you dress up for America Day?
Yes, sir.
What'd you wear?
I wore a red shirt, my white shoes, and some blue socks.
Okay, I hear you. Yeah, me too. I dressed up at Ellerby. So, one thing that Coach Till and I talked about the other night is that there's some distractions with homecoming. And, it's a big week, and you being a sophomore, this being your first homecoming, what are you doing to kind of keep those distractions out of your head heading into this week?
Well, I'm just staying focused on how we're going to do Friday, not letting none of that get in my way about throwing me off for how I'm going to play my game Friday.
Sure. So talk about the game Friday. Lumberton's coming in. They're a pretty good football team. Coach Till says that their quarterback is just extremely athletic. He can run the ball, he can throw the ball, he extends plays. Their defense is pretty good. So what are you doing this week in practice to learn about their defense and to hopefully put on a good show Friday?
Well, I'm seeing how they is coming in on us and how the O-line going to do and block how they run their defense.
Okay. And so kind of walk the folks at home through. Not everybody gets to put a football helmet on, shoulder pads, and get behind center and see what you see. So what is it that you see when you're finding those gaps?
I see, well.
So just kind of tell me, so when the O-line opens, I mean, when do you activate your speed? What's it take for you to get through that O-line?
I mean, when I see green grass, I hit it.
Okay, green grass and he hits it. I like it. And you're pretty fast too.
Yes, sir.
Certainly, I mean, I could probably beat you, but we can try that out afterwards. You don't think I could beat you?
No.
No, okay. He's probably right. He'd probably beat me. So best of luck to the Raiders football team this Friday night as you guys, again, coming back home for homecoming. Lumberton will be in town. 7:30 kickoff, folks. Hope to see you out at Raiders Stadium. So now let's transition into Jaheim, the student. You're a sophomore at Richmond Senior. This is your first year out there. So just kind of tell the folks at home maybe some of your favorite classes and what you like about Richmond so far.
Well, I like math, and then I like going out of the weight training to work, to get bigger and stronger, to be on the field.
So certainly weight training. Who's your weight training coach?
Coach Denson.
Okay, Coach Denton, who also is the offensive coordinator?
Yes, sir.
Right, so you guys, I'm sure, have a really good rapport and a good relationship. So what is it about math that you like? Because most kids don't like math.
Well, it's easy once you get the hang of it. I really like multiplying.
Sure. Multiplying, and are you in math too, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So it's funny that my wife's a math teacher, and I hate numbers. So my hat is off to you. I think that's very commendable that you do that. What are some of the other classes that you're taking?
I'm taking biology, civics, and I got weight training.
Okay, very cool, very cool. So then let's talk about some of your hobbies. Okay, I'm assuming you're at practice 5 days a week. You have games on Fridays. I'm sure you're sore on Saturdays.
Yes,
so just when you do have downtime and when you're not lifting weights, what do you like to do in your spare time?
Well, sometimes I go on YouTube, watch clips on like when did this football player play, what team did he play for,
Right.
guess and see who.
Yeah, and that was kind of an interesting fact. So we'll just kind of combine all of that here. Yeah, and it's kind of interesting to me because when Dante was in studio and Darren was in studio a couple weeks ago, they all had an interesting fact where they like to watch anime. And it's kind of funny that the whole football team everybody's watching some kind of video clip. And so that's very cool. So does watching or learning about watching those videos, does that teach you more about the game of football?
Yes, sir.
And it helps you on the field?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What about, I think you told me the other night you like to watch movies. Do you have a favorite movie?
Friday.
Friday. Okay, that's a classic. Everybody likes Friday. So what you like to hang out with your friends? What do you like to do when you hang out?
Well, we play pool and throw the football.
Okay.
Sometimes we lift weights.
Gotcha. So always busy, always on the go. So one last thing before you head out, Jaheim. We always like to mention, or we like to have you mention your mentor, somebody whom you look up to. And this week you picked your uncle. So tell us about your uncle and what makes him your mentor.
Well, he's a very respected man, hardworking man, and I watches him do the things that he do to succeed.
And so what does he do for a living?
Well, he worked for the city.
City of Rockingham?
Yes, sir. He do remodeling.
Okay, so you see him helping other people, and so he kind of instilled some of those qualities in you?
Yes, sir.
Well, absolutely. That's fantastic. So, folks, please, if you're not doing anything this Friday night, head out to Raiders Stadium as the Richmond Raiders will host in their homecoming game the Lumberton Pirates. Jaheim, thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you, sir.
We've got a lot more news headed your way after the break, so stay tuned on Live at 5.
I'm Kelly. I worked at Champion Ford for 2 years.
6 years.
3 years.
1 year.
I've been at Champion Ford for 13 years.
1 whole year.
15 years.
I'm Jamie and I've been at Champion Ford for 12 years.
I've been here 8 years.
Champion prices, champion service, champion experience.
Get treated like a champion today at Champion Ford. Just down the road from high prices, championfordlincoln.com.
We are Champion Ford.
Welcome back to Live at 5, and now for more sports coverage on your nightly news. As the season quickly moves along, the junior varsity Raiders football team has yet to know how it feels to lose a ball game after defeating Hope County High School last week 49-0. On Thursday, the Raiders will keep chugging along when they travel to Lumberton High School to take on the Pirates. The Raiders, 7-0 overall this season and 4-0 in conference play, will look to keep that undefeated streak alive against the Pirates. 6:30 p.m. kickoff this Thursday at Lumberton High School in Lumberton. And now we'll let Kelsey Rushing take it away for your nightly weather.
Thanks, Lance. Today's weather forecast is brought to you by Simply Chic Boutique. As you can see, the office cam is back, hopefully forever. And I don't know if you noticed, it's been pretty warm throughout the day, but it's cooling off in the evening. So hopefully the month of October will cool down some more because I know I'm looking forward to it. But other than that, on to your 3-day weather report. Thursday will high 76, and it's as I said, it's going to be sunny, and the low will be 44 with clear skies that evening. Friday will be high of 80 and mainly sunny, and a low of 49 that evening as well, also clear. Saturday will have a high 79 with more sunshine and a few clouds, and a low of 52 in that evening as well. This year's January and September has been the second warmest year for those months, according to 3 separate analysis. And this September was the 4th warmest September in 137 years. Now back to you, Lance, at the news desk.
And before we go off the air tonight, I want to remind everybody that Freedom Baptist Church will be hosting an event this upcoming Saturday, October 21st, beginning at 9 a.m. in downtown Rockingham, titled Walk for Jesus. It'll be a literal walk around the downtown area, and it'll convene back at the square where worship Music, speaking will ensue. Going to be a really, really fun event. Freedom Baptist Church is hosting the event, but a lot of churches are involved. So if you want to be there, I'm going to be there. I'm excited about it. Come out this Saturday, October 21st, for Walk for Jesus. It's going to be a good weekend. A lot going on in the next few weekends.
Oh my gosh, a lot going on. This great time of year, so many festivals and fun things to get involved with right here in Richmond County.
That's right.
So thanks for joining us, and we will see you tomorrow night for another edition of Live at 5. Good night, Richmond County.